But you know when you ain't on the pill and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, we the alphas, so like if we doing that shit, then what the fuck? Humanity don't stand a chance, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know. Explain that. The humanity part.
The original man.
Yeah, but
We have to resort to that shit.
what that got to do with what you talking about? The pill. What they got to do with the pill?
What it sound? What you mean? I don't know, nigga. You tell me. What you think?
Is something in the pill or something?
What you think? Just
Bro,
was there something in the pill or not?
I've never. I mean, by you bringing it up, it must be something to it. By you bringing it up.
What it sound like it is? I don't understand, man. What you getting from what I'm saying? Huh?
That's true. Right there. On the table.
What am I from what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know what you implying. I don't know what you done looked up.
Just from what I said, nigga.
You said how would she feel?
No, not just about the how she feel. The fact that niggas is taking it.
Are you saying it's fucked up for humanity? Like it's some type of sterile shit?
It's just an indication. Like we the big dogs. So if we having to do that shit, then what the fuck? You don't get it?
The people ain't taking care of themselves.
Yeah, what was that?
Well, I guess, every man speak for themselves. And he's speaking for himself.
Who? Wait.
Joe. By saying he do the pills.
What I'm saying is, it's not just him. Like Cam is selling that shit by the box.
Him too.
Him too what?
He's speaking for himself, but selling it.
To who?
Whoever want to buy.
Other niggas. Damn,
That too. And then everybody, whoever want to buy, I'm sure he ain't discriminating on the money.
No, but I'm saying the fact that niggas is doing. Like my pops.
You know how niggas follow fads, bro.
Huh?
Niggas follow fads.
Well, yeah. It's that. It's also pride and shit. Like, I wouldn't want no broad to know that I was popping pills just to get my dick hard to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is out there like, nigga, I got 2 boxes, nigga. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
See the tree?
You get it? You know what I'm saying? No, nigga? It's
If
like
they-
I be talking to myself.
If
man.
they out there doing what they doing, then hey,
What who doing?
they speaking for themselves. Whoever you talking about got the boxes.
What that means speaking for themselves?
If they taking it, they taking it.
What if it ain't just, obviously it ain't just one person, nigga? Why you keep saying speaking for themselves?
Cause I don't take them.
Well, that's my point. I don't take them either. That's my point.
Oh, like a fad. As simple as that.
That's not a fad, nigga. That ain't like ecstasy, nigga. That ain't some shit to get you in the mood, nigga. That's
Messing with your hormone. I mean, your testosterone.
it's just like any drug, nigga. You take drugs and get used to taking them. When you don't take them, whatever you took them for ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? How you
That's very possible.
How your old lady gonna feel like if you run out of the pill and shit? Now it's like, oh, I can't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang. Like I'm 40, right?
I guess that's why they getting boxes.
Getting what?
Boxes of them.
Fuck, man. Well, it's not even the boxes. It's like, nigga, like, what happened to discretion and shit, nigga? Like, get that shit in the mail or buy that shit through your doctor and shit so motherfuckers don't know. Why is niggas out here on Front Street bragging, endorsing that shit? Cam could still make big money from this whole thing, you know, discreetly. But niggas is like, yo, that nigga just dropped the box off, nigga, we good for a month. Like, wow, man. Oh, maybe that's just no, you always act like you ain't got no opinion on shit. Man. You don't want to step
I gave you my opinion.
You ain't give me no fucking opinion.
I did give you my opinion.
You just said you don't do it.
It's with they telling you what they do.
That's not the fucking point. What do you think it means, brother?
It means that he's trying to get you in the mood. I guess. I don't know. He's trying to get you in the mood. I guess. Shit. And maybe it's working for him. If he endorsing it like that, it must be working for him. But I understand what you're saying.
Why you acting like you don't?
I understand what you're saying by saying taking it for so long, then get used to it, and then I mean, shit. I guess the woman would look at it like, what the fuck? Well, how am I supposed to look at it? They enjoying themselves.
There ain't even no judgment shit. Like,
Would that be a weakening of the man?
You can't, huh?
Would that be a weakening of the man to be able not be able to use his?
I don't know what you think.
His phallus right?
I don't know what you think.
Properly?
I don't know what you think.
Mm-hmm.
You so full of shit, man. I could do this shit myself.
I mean, you know, as men, that's what we put that on a high pedestal.
That's what I'm saying. Like niggas is buying a box on camera. Like I got 2 boxes, nigga. Like, wow, nigga, the fuck is you doing? Like, you know, there's steps. There's okay, shit is available. Damn, let me see what that shit be about. Then there's steps like, you know, going out and actually looking for the shit. Then it's like, you know, like that shit is weird, nigga. I understand. But that's a deeper conversation niggas need to be having. Like my pops wouldn't. I don't know if he ever tried that shit.
I guess they in high demand, dick pill.
You never heard that concept?
What?
What you just said?
In high demand?
Yeah. You never heard that?
The pills? No. Real shit.
I don't know if you just. I don't know what to say, man. How is that possible?
Is that a saying?
Is what a saying?
Is that a saying? High demand, dick pills in high demand.
What, so you don't pay attention or you
Yeah,
just be playing fucking dumb and shit? I don't understand. I don't understand what you be doing, man. Like, Viagra been around for how long?
Long time. 10, 15 years.
At least, yeah. So, shit is fucking me if it's a hot or not, man. I'm kind of telling you that my niggas saying I got it by the box load, nigga. And this nigga on the podcast, #1 podcast in the world, and he bragging about, I'm going on vacation, nigga, I need that shipment. I mean, it's being honest, it's like, who who the fuck cares? That is their own truth. I'm just saying it's an indication of shit. Like you say, weakening. Like, we talked about the homo frogs. We talked about how they be fucking with niggas fucking hormone balance and shit. Like, sterility is the thing. It's an agenda. It's, depopulation and all that shit. They put certain ingredients in food that they don't necessarily have knowledge of what it is because they have to type of shit. Because the government kind of makes them, in order to do business, you gotta just put this in and sprinkle some of that in your shit. It happens, nigga, it's real. So what's in all this shit? To make niggas have to, 30 and 40 years old having pop fucking dick pills and shit.
Yeah, check that out. First time I done heard it. My old boy gave it to me.
Who?
One of my clients. Said they was giving that out after.
After what?
After they took the shot.
Oh, he already took the shot?
Mm-hmm. He said he gave him that after.
After they took the shot?
Right.
Saying you are being awkward. Unapproved vaccine that may prevent COVID. Really, just taking shots. Fuck it, just shooting it. You better shooting up some heroin off the street, man. You should know what that is. And I have this conversation with my sister, man, because, like I be saying, like, this shit informs me of the masses and how they think. Like, my sister, I grew up with this woman in my household. Like, she 3 years younger than me. Like, she like, and I understand, she's like, what is the big deal about this vaccine? Like, nigga, we been taking vaccines. Why are you making a big deal now? I was like, I get that. That's a great question. Like, that's true. We got immunized up until shit. I was in the military. They shot me up with all kind of shit that I don't know. What the fuck? It just so happened that right now is the information age and that the information is available. So autism is a real thing. Early onset Alzheimer's is a real thing. Dementia and all this shit. Like, there's doctors that study this shit and determine what could be the cause, what's the main causes of it. And it seemed to come from similar fucking things. Chemicals. There's several chemicals that react certain ways in the brain and shit. You fucking, that whole threshold between your nose and your brain. Shit that you can inhale or ingest. You know what I'm saying? And direct shot straight shot, like MSG and shit. Like just fucking people, scientists that study that shit, and they determine that MSG is one of those things that affects your brain a certain way. You know, it gives you the symptoms of early onset Alzheimer's. The symptoms that MSG, how it affects you, are similar to Alzheimer's, memory loss, shit like that. The studies, you know, the motherfuckers ain't making this shit up. You know, mercury and shit. Now the niggas know what's actually in the shit, and they done changed the shit and added all these other shots to it. And the scientists that's actually studying like autism, what the fuck is up with that shit?
You gonna pull a chair up?
Huh?
You gonna pull a chair up or you?
I don't know, nigga. If it's a priority all of a sudden, shit. What's your motherfucking rocket ship, nigga? You supposed to be driving.
No, we good.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Just hit
want
the
to?
record button and just roll. I'm rolling too, nigga. Shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That niggas just want to be mad and shit. Want to be mad at the government and all sort of shit. It's like, if you're paying attention,
Yeah, that's some crazy shit, man. And pills. But I know we were talking earlier though. Well, about when we was talking about a little bit of history.
Sure what?
When we was talking earlier,
Mm.
and we was gonna say something about the what was we talking? We was talking about if if history wasn't like it's being presented.
Oh, going back to that. Oh, you talking about that video, man?
Well,
That Dane Calloway shit.
that and you know, with that being with all that being said, how did damn, you say you think everybody that whole propaganda is all over, or is it just in America?
Mm.
It's not just America. Damn, how can you rewrite a whole world history?
You gotta be consistent.
Gotta be consistent. But at some point, wouldn't the history show? Wouldn't the history show itself at some point?
Yeah, it do all the time. That's why the media and coons and agents is so important. Call niggas nuts and shit, conspiracy theory, shit like that. Right?
Yeah.
You get that?
So when the history and the thing about it is when the history show itself, then why wouldn't there be a much damn, why is there not a bigger uproar once it show itself? Or doesn't it, I mean, like we was talking earlier about the whole what you talking about, the Yamasees, the wars, talking about the wars some of the first wars in America. And dating back to the first Crusades. And how that the first Crusades and the first white slaves in America, and how that runs up all the way up to today, to now. How America was founded. You know, because I feel like we were already, damn, if we hadn't already debunked.
Debunk?
Yeah.
Debunk what?
The fact that
No, you said debunk.
Man, I think we have. Or we've definitely talked about it and gave a clear understanding that even all the way back to the reveal in the deals with Burrow about the whole Indian thing.
What about it?
Columbus thought he was looking for India, so when he landed here, he called them Indians, which we come to find out the etymology of India. Indian is not even in the etymology. It's Indonesian and Indigo people.
I don't know. That's what you saying. I ain't gonna
No, we looked up the etymology.
Why you keep saying we, nigga?
We looked up the etymology of Indian.
Who's
and the
we?
word we when we was in Atlanta.
We looked up the etymology of what?
Indian, and the word Indian, it never came up. It was saying India. It kept saying India. The word Indian never came up, the etymology of it. So Indian basically is a made up word, because we find out that India, that people will call Indonesian or the Indigo people. So being that they weren't Indians, it had to be us, the Native Americans, not Indians. Because this is not India. He was looking for India. Which that part of history was after the Crusades. Now the Crusades were basically what? The trickery and propaganda. I guess that was a part of the propaganda too. A whole propaganda thing when they first sent in the religious leaders, then they sent in the merchants, and then here come the army. Chaos plus confusion equals control. Or,
That's what you saying.
or we gonna send in the religious leaders to soften you up. In other words, soften you up. Send in the merchants to sell you. Now we got you, trusting us. Then we're gonna send in the army, and once we find out enough we need to know about you and figure out your layout of your land and everything. So that the Crusades was before America was so-called founded. Even if any of that was really true. Amerindians.
Amerindians. Yeah. Amerindians.
This didn't come up then. That wasn't coming up. So, like you say, I don't know. But it wasn't coming up. Then you go back and look at the video. and the etymology of Indian was not coming up. So what is a meridian?
Amerindian?
A meridian. Look that up. Hurry up before they change it. I know Siri listening. And Lexa.
Damn, we playing 9.
You got black.
Oh no, he ain't getting no more smokes. I only got one left. Yeah. Man, I gotta be sick. I'm not going on with smokes. What we looking at?
A meridian. Okay, so now, while you looking that up, we had
a member of one of the indigenous peoples of the Americas, used chiefly in anthropological and linguistic contexts.
they're damn logical. Anthropological. Sound like
Of or relating to the indigenous peoples of the Americas. Amerindian.
that
They always
definitely.
make them look fucking Chinese and shit.
Let me see.
Niggas just poking
Is it
holes
portrait?
in all that shit.
Let me see. Check that one out.
White people ain't trip, man.
I've never heard it. You ever heard of it?
Well, Amerindian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the word. I don't know if I ever know what it is. Why does motherfucker look white?
Cause that don't look nothing like us.
That's the point, man. It's part of the whitewashing. Even in Israel, man, like, all the black Jews get shit on. It's like that Australia. All over where white people at. Wherever white people show up at, the dark people get shit on. That's how you know it's not just some fucking, you know, some fucking, what's the word, anomaly, you know what I'm saying?
So going from but like I was saying, back to the founding of America by so-called Europeans. That's one thing we can say, that Europeans were not the first. European whites were not the first on this land. We definitely can say that. I mean, as far as those straight-haired Indians, I don't know. That's something different. Or that's what's being presented. Then, which brings us up to the time that now we're hearing the first white slaves in America were from Upper Africa by Muslims, Arab Muslims. This is the article I was reading. Raleigh, this is the article I was reading. Where he was talking about the Muslim, Arab Muslim slave trade of the whites. And I'm sure some blacks in there too. From Upper Africa. Now, with that being said, how much does that change the spectrum or the view of slavery? Does it change? No. Before it became a race thing, because you were saying, that was before it became a race thing, and that was more of indentured servitude and the how it worked, how that type of slavery worked differently than, what was the type of slavery you called it?
Chattel slavery.
Chattel slavery. Because that would kind of change, or not really change, but that would put a bigger, a better scope on the whole concept of slavery in America, chattel slavery versus indentured servitude, where you were under the, I guess, control of someone because you owed a debt, and once you paid that debt, you were free to go about your business. Besides chattel slavery where it was your mind, your basically mind, your mind, and ain't no. The only way out of here is out of this type of slavery was death.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard to fucking, figure that whole shit out, man. It's like a whole bunch of different. You go off into one journey and you get all the way, and it's like you assess it, and it's like, I don't know, still something missing. You go on another journey, and it's all like journeys trying to figure this shit out, or in some capacity, whatever you're looking for in life or whatever. I assume in some capacity is, trying to understand the world. To some extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, people travel and shit because they want to experience different cultures and shit. So, what the world got to offer. That whole thing. And, like, it's a Matrix, nigga. Just like the movie, man. Like, simulations and shit. Like, okay, like, think about it in your lifetime, right? Since you've been alive, what have you experienced in this life that the prevailing narrative still survive, even though you know in your mind, like, that's not really what happened? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You said how many times?
Yeah, has it happened in your life? Well, I'm gonna give you an example. 9/11 for me, right? 9/11 happened, and to this day, like, they're teaching in school the narrative that they started off with.
Started off with what?
About the Muslims and shit. The same narrative they started with is the one that still exists. So whatever really happened, it don't really matter at this point. I mean, it do, but we already see that this narrative that they pushing is gonna be the one that survive in history. That makes sense?
Right.
So that's just one example of how history could be manipulated. So with that in mind, it's like all of this shit to some extent. You know what I'm saying? Sandy Hook, that whole shit. Like, real life examples of. So when they say the whole JFK thing, I don't doubt it for a minute, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Fucking what was the Teamsters? Jimmy Hoffa. Those stories and shit. All that shit makes sense once you gain an understanding of the world. Like, nigga, I was in New York like not even 2 weeks before 9/11. Like, at the fucking, I was in the military, but we drove up to New York for the West India Day Parade and shit on Eastern Parkway. So to see it happen how it did, and to believe it until later on, it's like, wow, and they rolling with that story, man. So it's just one example of, What was the question?
No, it wasn't really a question, but I do want to put an opinion out there, like as far as like, or an assumption. Can I put an assumption out?
No. Of course not.
I can't assume.
No. Ask him. Try to. Why assume?
Or theory.
It's not an assumption.
Can I put theory out?
I don't give a fuck, nigga. Do what you gotta do.
Thinking like, now they did a lot of excavating. And on different lanes. You ain't seen much excavation in America. Not as far as finding like old relic bones.
Shit, I wouldn't know. I heard that dinosaur bones ain't real.
Now you'll see that type of excavation in America.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like what?
You'll see that type of excavation where they
Right what?
where they say that they found something like that. Cause I don't really believe in dinosaurs. But they'll put that type of excavation out in America. But everywhere else, like Africa, they'll tell you, oh yeah, we found a Lucy. Stuff like that, but you ain't found no bones of, you know, in America. Or even like in Arabic countries and Middle East and stuff, they do a lot of excavating. Why don't excavating?
I'm sure they do.
Right.
It should be kept under wraps. Because the foundation is lies. The Olmecs and all that shit look like niggas. All the old statues look like niggas. So
why these Indian, so-called indigenous Americans got this look? Like what was on the phone.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you could. There's an explanation in that shit too. How they introduced the more Asian-looking people to that whole thing. Hawaii and shit. That ain't necessarily how it was.
I just heard they did an Asian crime bill.
Of course. You think Stop Asian Hate was for nothing? That's why I thought it was important to get that out there. Because niggas are help in their own demise and shit. Seen a few niggas put that shit up. Man, stop the hate, man. Shut the fuck up. Dumb. Tools. Fucking tools. Niggas be thinking they doing the right thing. That's how brainwashed niggas is.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Just thinking about that shit, man. Like, how so much is hidden. There's just so much is hidden, man. And if we was to find out.
Find out what?
I mean, or if the lie, the truth was to really take shape at some point in the near future.
Mm-hmm. What about it?
Will we be able to handle it? Would it make a difference? Would it make a difference? Let's say that.
I don't know what that means, man. What make it?
If the truth was to really take shape.
Take shape meaning what?
That people actually start to coming to the truth about them. Coming to the truth. And it really takes shape in people's subconscious.
I don't know what that looks like.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. Would it even make a difference?
Man, you just be saying words. If people was to come into the truth, would it make a difference?
I mean, I'm saying if that truth was to take shape, was to really start to take shape and people really...
Really what? Like...
Help me out.
What truth? Like... that they want our demise? Or the bigger truth? Like, human beings as a whole is under attack. Shit is multi-layered. We got our essential fight with these motherfuckers. But that's like in time of peace. In time of war, we kind of gotta be with the niggas. You know what I'm saying?
What's in time of peace?
We beefing with them. We have a legitimate beef with these niggas. So, in time of peace overall, we have time to beef with them niggas. But when in time of war, we kind of gotta goddamn put our shit aside and be with the whole thing. It's a fucked up situation to be.
What's wartime? So to explain what's wartime. What would wartime look like?
Like that, we at war.
Huh?
Ain't we at war right now?
Yeah. So what are you talking about time of peace?
Right.
So what is wartime for us?
Who?
For us.
What is wartime for?
Yeah. George Floyd?
Yeah. Going in the army and fighting for the white man. Sure. Their wartime is our wartime.
I think we're in a different type of war too.
Ooh.
We're in a couple of different wars then. So we in war when they ready to fucking go to war, then we're in war with them. But you could say that's peace.
Don't tell me what I said.
You said that's time of peace when we got time to. You
see what I'm saying though.
I see what you're saying. That's why I'm like, fuck, nigga. When is damn wartime then? What if war is with us all the time then?
Okay.
So when who's the war? Is it?
You know niggas are fought in every American war.
Ah, fuck. So when we gotta fight, when we have to fight together for the war, who we fighting against?
The rest of the world, whoever the fuck we fighting against. Just going back through history, who the fuck was we fighting against?
But it's not our war to fight.
Since the fuck when, nigga?
I'm talking about the black community.
Has it ever been our war?
No.
But we fought in every fucking war.
Yeah.
What?
Because they putting us in the middle of their shit.
We in it. We don't have to fucking take that position, but...
Right. That's what I'm trying to kind of get at.
Yeah, that's
we keep taking that position.
Said. That's what fucking Marcus Garvey said. That's what all the real niggas said the same shit. Fuck that military. Fuck is you doing going in the military, nigga? Go fight for these motherfuckers and come on and get spit on and shit. Shit is nuts. But here we are.
Cause it's like it's always white man against the Arabs. Just follow me. Fuck with me for a minute. Well, I don't know. They be trying to fight the Russians too and shit. So. I mean, but think about this shit. Certain wars be placated a different way when they get involved in shit. like I say, America, white America, it's like they fuck with the Arabs.
Fuck with them,
I mean, however they deal with them when it come to war. But you don't really see them. I mean, I know it's a war going on in Africa with the Africans and white people, but that's a different type of war. But they don't fuck with like predominantly black countries like Jamaica, Haiti.
Don't fuck with them.
They don't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't really going to war with them. They ain't going over there to go to war with them.
Haiti ain't in America.
Say what?
Jamaica ain't America. They don't. That's British and French. France used to own Haiti, so that's their relationship. Britain used to own Jamaica, so that's their relationship. We don't have really nothing to do with it. America ain't really Cuba. Just like the West Indies, that's British shit, I think. We got Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands and shit. Some shit is American property, some is British, French. What, Dominican Republic is what? Spanish or whatever. Haiti's French. You know what I'm saying? What you saying? Oh, the America don't fuck with black places. No. It's always beef.
What's that? What you mean?
Most countries, if they have a choice, say, fuck it, I ain't dealing with America. At this point. Like, it's so different because America is America do what the fuck it want. There ain't too many countries that just openly say, nah, we ain't fucking with America. You know, the few that do are targeted by America.
You said Britain, Jamaica, France. All those are European nations.
And it's funny how, like, I used to always say, like, how the fuck Haiti and Dominican Republic is on the same fucking island, same plot of land, in the middle of the ocean, or the middle of the Caribbean Sea, or whatever the fuck, or Gulf, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. But on the same plot of land, they hate each other. Like, Dominicans be like, nah, I ain't black, I'm Dominican. Haitians be like, yo, I'm Haitian. Like, of course I'm black. Like, that term black, I don't know how other countries see that term. I see what it do to us. So, our idea of black is just universal, but I don't know how other people see that term. Whether they embrace it like we do. Black, that term black. But Haitian is just like I'm Haitian. I'm Haitian. Like, we have African roots, whatever the case is. Like, but when you look at the cultures, like France made no bones about, demonizing and ostracizing the Haitian people. Spain, I think it's Spain, Portugal, Spain, I think it's Spain. They had a different psychology with people from Dominican Republic. They kind of embraced them, but didn't. Some of psychological bullshit they did to them, to where they feel like they're part of the whole Spanish thing. Where the Haitians know, hell no, I ain't French. Fuck France. I'm Haitian. They don't have that whole psychological thing that Dominican Republic do, even though it was treated the same. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if that makes sense. I had to punch this Dominican dude in my face. He was a fucking prick.
Who?
Just saying stupid shit. This Dominican dude, I forget his name and all this shit. Punched him in his face, man. We was in class together, man. Punched him in his face, man. Shut up. I ain't getting no trouble either.
So would you say that there's a dilemma? There's a dilemma in other places about regarding the whole ethnic black identity.
What again? Say it one more time. Let me get something to drink, man.
National ethnic black identity.
National ethnic black identity.
Is there a problem around the world with black identity?
I don't know.
That's good.
No, man. I want some flavor.
What you want?
Red. Hell yeah. What is it, Arizona? How much you charge for those? That ain't bad. I'll give you 50 cents. 75. What you mean, man? It's fucking Arizona. Though I appreciate it. Don't take it the wrong way. What would you say?
Is there a dilemma with the black worldwide black identity, identifying as being a black person?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, white supremacy is worldwide. More prevalent in some places than others. But overall, they doing what they plan to do. World domination. So, proof is in the pudding. You know? Most of these countries would rather stand with America than be, in the crosshairs. So that says something. America will bomb your ass. Drones and shit too, nigga. We could do it without nobody knowing? Shit. We doing that shit. And if somebody fuck around and witness it, I don't know nothing. That bitch is lying. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but shit. Couldn't that be done to America too?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, yeah. But who's gonna do that? I mean, at this point, anybody that does is war. Anybody that tries is war. You know what I'm saying? We have too much. Not necessarily we have too much, but the position that America put itself in is all or nothing. Ain't no turning back. You know what I'm saying? So anybody stepping away is like, that's why all this new shit is so hard, like, to understand, like, at this world domination. I ain't just gonna let it just end like that without taking over the world. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna push this American shit all this time and then say, fuck it, just be global and fuck you mean? Give up all that sovereignty that you built and all this other shit. And say the hell with all that. We just gonna do this global thing. We're just gonna kill everybody off and start over from scratch.
So what you think the abolishment of slavery? How do you think that was? How do you feel that affected the world? Did it affect the whole world or just America?
I think it affected the world, man. Like, the world was like, man, it's wrong.
Has any other country abolished?
England did first. I think Great Britain. Look it up. What country abolished slavery first? Oh, you king? Look it up. Which country abolished slavery first?
Or just what countries have abolished slavery? What countries have abolished slavery?
According to Wikipedia, Britain abolished slavery throughout its empire by the Slavery Abolition Act 1833. The French colonies re-abolished it in 1848, and the U.S. abolished slavery in 1865 with the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
Britain, French colonies, and French colony, the first two.
Oh, sorry.
What's up?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's alright. Oh, she came too. You on the court?
You're going home.
Okay. Me too.
I couldn't get this one quiet. So
What's that right there? What is it? Armpit. Mm-hmm.
come on, baby. No, he can't hold you. Come on.
Kids, man.
Britain abolished it first, then the French colonies abolished it. Wait a minute. With the notable exception of India. It said Britain abolished slavery throughout its empire by the Slavery Abolish Act of 1833, with the notable exception of India.
Haiti banned slavery in 1804.
So why is this one saying Britain?
I don't know, man.
Haiti? So what? It was Haitians were enslaving their own people?
No, France. The French enslaved Haitian people.
What is that? What is that saying when it says with the notable exception of India? So they kept enslaving.
They didn't. I don't know. It's like fuck that. Get your ass to work.
In what year did Columbus discover America?
1492. According to Voice of America, it's an annual holiday that commemorates the day on October 12, 1492, when the Italian explorer Christopher Columbus officially set foot in the Americas and claimed the land for Spain.
But he was looking for India. So why is India's people being so upheld at this point right now? If they never abolished slavery for the Indian, for India.
It's never. They just did it later.
But if they were some of the last ones, then now all of a sudden, India people are like
Who said that?
Kamala.
What about it?
She's from India, or her people are.
What that mean?
I was just hearing something about.
They ain't held in Ohio State. You know, Gandhi was from there. America don't give a fuck about India. It's a potential powerhouse. They got a lot of people. Their kids, you know, good in school here. That's another bullshit. You know, never fucking send people here and compare that to motherfuckers that was enslaved. What you got, man? You got all these snacks and shit, man. Share the wealth, nigga. What you got? What is that? Trail mix?
Yeah.
Man, give me some trail mix, man. It's got the instinct. We're gonna eat right in front of me and shit.
I think you just want some of that chicken. I think you just want some of that chicken.
I want that trail mix. What's that? I want that. Come on, man.
Man.
Put on my tag, man.
I don't mind.
Breathe. Got all these snacks and shit popping off. We got some inventory in the spot.
It was slow today.
It what?
Slow today.
Slow? Monday, nigga, show off this. Right?
I'm still trying to get it. Get my money on my holiday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You still gonna do the chest tournament?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna do something. Make some type of flyer. So Father's Day is on Sunday, the 22nd, right? No. What day is Father's Day?
Father's Day in United States will be on Sunday, June 20th, 2021.
June 20th. So we'll do the chess tournament on the 19th. That's Saturday. know. How's that for 19th?
All right.
At 5 o'clock. We start up at 5 o'clock.
You go earlier than that, bro.
You wanna go earlier? 10. I mean, not 10, 3. Start at 3. Chess tournament, June 19th, 3 o'clock. What's the rules gonna be? If they're gonna do 10 minutes.
That's what you want to do? Don't matter to me. I'm going to win.
I would say what you want? You want to put some contact info?
What?
You want to put some contact info and then get in touch with people if you want to enter the tournament. You want to be in the tournament. Just
All right.
just contact me or Raleigh. If you want to get in, we'll talk
How
about.
about that nigga's turn trade?
We'll talk about. We give you the rules and talk about what it's good. And once you get here, we'll talk about what it is to get in the tournament. When you get here, we'll do it like that. But we at least like to have a head count so we can get everything together. Gonna be, what they call it, BYA, bring your own. BYD, bring your own drink.
BYOB, nigga.
BYOB, bring your own bottle. BYOB.
Bring your own blunts and brews and shit. Bud. What else that would be?
And we'll discuss. We'll have like a group discussion on how much everybody want to put in. And the winner takes all. Simple as that.
A group discussion.
Yeah. Or decision, a group decision on.
Why don't you just decide now, nigga?
I mean, we can start it off at 10. If you want to, you want to raise the stakes or. I'm sure we start at 3 o'clock. We can get a couple of tournaments in. We might be able to at least get 2 tournaments in. We started at 3 and 10 o'clock is the cutoff. So you might be able to get like 3 tournaments in from 3 to 10. Yeah. But let me go back to that one question I asked you. How do you feel it affected and affected the world?
What?
The abolishment of it in America.
You ask me.
Why didn't it change? Why didn't it change? Did it? Do you think it changed the world in Britain when they did it? If they were, or France, if they were the first ones to do it, do you think that had something to do with why America? Yeah.
Of course, man. What you mean? What's the abolished it with pressure on America to abolish the Jews?
Really? For what reason? Why? Why would that have put pressure on them?
Oh, I see.
I'm asking you. What I'm saying, what's your idea? What would be your idea of why it put
What's
pressure
your
on?
idea?
I mean, I think there's a lot of different ideas. I think there's a lot of different ideas that happen, period. I mean, you know, we talked about this earlier. Of course, capitalism will be one of them.
What?
Economics. Economics will be one of them.
You said capitalism.
Well, the same thing. It's all capitalism, but economics will be one of them. Especially with the expansion of technology. Giving people the impression that they are free, but you still expanding an empire. That's one reason. Then you can argue the reason of the whole interracial relationship and the boom of the mulatto. Being another reason.
Reason for what?
For saying the abolishment of slavery. Which I would think would probably be just as big as the economical part of it. Because eventually, if the Karens keep fucking with all the Jacquees, the Karens keep dealing with the Jacquees. Shit, and they having all these
Mulatto babies.
Mulatto babies. I'm trying to think of a name. But yeah, they having all these mulatto babies. Then I would think there would be some compassion there somewhere.
Compassion for what?
Compassion for their offspring or their descendants. There would be some type of compassion. I hope they got that much compassion, even though you can imagine, and just from reading and hearing the stories of how chattel slavery was, if you, man, just, I think we have talked about this before on here, but imagine the mentally challenged kids at that time, man, what they were doing to them. I mean, you know, I think, you know, a lot of people have heard of the alligator babies, stuff like that. And, you know, because if the child wasn't no good to them, they just threw him to the wayside. used them as alligator bait to catch alligators. So at some point, you start having all these mulatto babies. There's got to be some compassion. You didn't have no compassion for the straight black one. I would hope you would find the compassion for your own grandchild or descendant. That's just one theory. It's another theory of why they might have abolished slavery. I don't really think it was because they cared. I don't think it was because they really cared about blacks. It was definitely something else. As a whole, anyway, blacks as a whole. Because you definitely can't treat somebody the way that blacks were treated and say that you really, you know what I'm saying, that you cared. Because there was a difference between indentured servitude, which was what white slaves probably went through. They didn't go through chattel slavery. So why even call it white slavery? You might as well just call it white indentured servitude. You paid your debt and you were set free. Chattel slavery, you ain't even had no debt with the mug. You just got put into that situation, and the only way out was death. Until we figure out another way to get a grip on the whole system. Shit's deep, man. So, we're at hour 30.
Yeah, so. Yeah, we can't put this out there.
Why that?
Talking about dick pills and shit.
What call it the blue pill then? Ain't that what color they are? You can talk about it. Oh, you can't talk about it. That's what that's what they doing. They like it.
But you got a prescription?
Hell no.
What is it, Cialis?
Is that what that is?
It ain't nobody business, man. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't. But you wonder why.
Wonder why what?
Like you said, it did. I wasn't even. I'd have never came up with that subject. But since you came up with it, it do make you wonder why they push it so hard. Just like you were talking that one time about my man, White. Frank White. And testosterone, what do they call it?
Frank Thomas. Right?
Frank Thomas. Why I say Frank White? I'm talking about damn Biggie Small. But Frank Thomas and what's the name of them pills he take? Or he be producing, endorsing? X, Strobe X. I mean,
Something like that.
something X. Man, this has been another episode of Muddy Water, and just trying to get you to think. And make sense of all this that's going on in the world, in America.
It's 10 o'clock, nigga.
Already.
For sure.
Say the children.
Oh, you did it or not.